David Cameron has become the first foreign secretary to visit the Falkland Islands in 30 years. This is all about basically Argentina basically saying they want to return these islands to Argentina. Let's have a listen.
As long as the Falkland Islands want to be part of the UK family, they are absolutely welcome to be part of that family, and we will support them and back them and help protect and defend them absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, for as long as they want. And I hope that's for a very, very long time, possibly forever.
Deane, your thoughts?
Don't regard it as controversial in any way for the Foreign Secretary to visit part of, as he puts it, the British family. It's only controversial because the Argentines absurdly claim, contrary to settled law, that they have anything to do with the Falkland Islands. And if they stopped with that absurd claim, then it would no longer be controversial, would it? Do
you think they'll stop with their absurd claims? Well, in fact, do you think they're absurd? I'm assuming you agree.
Well, there's a lot of bellicose rhetoric that's been coming out of Buenos Aires since that centre-right, perhaps he calls himself a libertarian, president was elected in Argentina. I think the real issue, and I hope I'm not privy, obviously, to the discussions that will be taking place down there in Government House and with the residents of the Falkland Islands. I think the real question here for our Foreign Secretary is why has the patrols, the Royal Navy patrols around the islands been reduced since 2017? There's just one gunboat, apparently, available to our armed forces there with 4 Typhoon fighters. And, of course, the garrison is still there in the Falklands. Now, meanwhile, 26 F-16s are about to be sold with US congressional support from Denmark to Argentina. What's all that about? So it seems to me there is a case for our posture, our defence posture in the Falklands Islands being increased, and I hope that that's actually what the Foreign Secretary is there to do, as opposed just to a long-distance Foreign Office junket at taxpayers' expense.
Well, the Argentines will find out, I think, were they to explore that, what the British response would be. But it's rather telling, isn't it, that you're rightly, I think, talking about defence provision. Well, you only need that if someone's going to break international law, take the law into their own hands, commit an act of aggression in the first place. You don't need to think about how you're going to defend the Falklands if the Argentines are going to behave peaceably and reasonably, do you?
Yeah, but Alex, just to broaden the point out slightly, this government has presided over an absolute disaster when it comes to our armed forces and the reduction in armed forces personnel. And take the Royal Navy, for example, 11 frigates are being decommissioned. These are ships that we have because of a staffing crisis in the Royal Navy that this government has not been able to plug.
It's a shame we get to a party political point, because I don't agree with that. I think provision in the Royal Navy, certainly ship provision, has been led in large degree by what admirals tell us and tell the politicians they need. And the leadership in the Navy have got what they want, and quite often it's led to fewer frigates and fewer destroyers than we, the public, might think is necessary. Now, we may be right, we may be wrong, but they followed the advice of the experts in procuring what we need from shipping. On personnel and manpower, I think it's wrong again to make it partisan political issue. Governments of all stripes have betrayed our military in the last 2 generations. Our military should be not just a little bit larger, it should be a lot larger. That said, Britain can be proud of the fact that we're one of the few countries that's met our 2% NATO expenditure, not just this last year and last 2 years since Russia's outrageous invasion of Ukraine, but for generations.
Yeah, but mothballing 11 frigates is just a failure, isn't it, of planning?
Well, I wouldn't do it myself, but I think we face a changed environment, and of course our Navy plans in multi-year cycles. Perhaps we need to be more flexible in the way we think about that.